Hello everyone, Mad Mac 3D8 here. I will be evaluating the Cri Cri designed by Michael Columbaum and brought to Microsoft FS2020 by ATSimulations. This aircraft is interesting. It has a lot of cables and bungee work to control the primary controls. The throttles for the two small engines for this plane are located on the left panel here. The magnetos, one for each engine, are located here and here. Battery is here. The starter normally consists of a rope slotted in underneath the cylinder on each side, with the propeller being spun clockwise until the rope is wound around, and then the rope is pulled, usually by ground crew, to help start the engines. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to get this guy to help us out. So fortunately, when you assign a start key in your simulator, it simulates the pulling of the rope. Another feature is this red handle here that also is on bungees. This acts as the trim for the airplane. So pulling back will bring the nose up, and pushing forward will bring the nose down. The flaps and ailerons are united into one piece. So if you use your yoke or stick, it will act as ailerons. And then if you use the flap lever right here, it will activate the flaps. Overall, pretty simple design. We will go ahead and start it. We'll advance the throttle, turn on the magnetos, and the battery. Since I have limited video technology, this is going to be a one and done flight. We need to release the parking brake, which is located in front of the handle. None of these controls can be moved with the mouse, so unfortunately you have to assign keystrokes for all of the controls in the plane. So I will quickly try to taxi, get on a runway, and take off so we can demonstrate the abilities of this airplane, and try not to make the video too boring. Now, normally on this runway I would back taxi to the end, but since this aircraft does not need much runway to take off, we will just turn here, again for the sake of time. Alright, putting in the power. Sound there we go. And again, get it past the stall arc and it takes off pretty easily. Climb out is pretty strong. Now, unfortunately, at least for me, the altimeter is in kilometers, which doesn't help me much to know how high I am. But looking down, it looks like we're passing 500 and on our way to 1,000. The compass is relatively accurately modeled, and we'll go for a heading of east, which in Wisconsin gives us a pretty good view of Lake Michigan coming up here. As you can see, this plane climbs quite well. given its very small engines. It also has a very small frame, weighing in at about 178 kilograms. The other nice feature of this plane is it's quite nimble and recovers quickly from any errors the pilot might make. For example, I will demonstrate a slow speed stall. Bring the power back. And putting out the flaps. And we'll maintain altitude. And the stall. We'll let airflow come back over the wings and recover from the stall. Lost about 1/10 of a kilometer. I'm not quite sure how much that is, but it didn't seem like we lost a lot of altitude. Another nice feature of this airplane is that it is designed to have aerobatic capabilities. Has very short wings, sturdy construction, and without too much problem, it will complete a barrel. We can do that the other direction. The other thing it can do without too much problem is put in full throttle and just pull back. Taking out power coming through the bottom, and it will complete a full loop. It turns quite well. Again, maintaining altitude in a very steep turn. Now let's try a hammerhead turn. We'll climb vertical, and near the stall point I will push right rudder and push the tail over. Unfortunately, I was not quite quick enough with the rudder on that one, so we'll try that again. So the other thing that this aircraft can do is a power on stall, and we'll demonstrate that, which I actually did earlier. The rudder doesn't work as well when there's no air flowing over it. Okay. Climbing. Speed is coming down. almost to the stall arc, and there it is. And recovering from the stall. Now the other thing is this aircraft is very sensitive, and if not careful, you could put the aircraft into a spin. For instance, doing uncontrolled barrel roll, high acceleration. Then to recover from the spin, we'll take the power out, put in opposite rudder, and let the speed come back up. Now here's our airport coming back up. Again, wanted to keep this short and just briefly introduce what the Cri Cri is capable of. Having no real world experience with this aircraft, I can't compare to real life, but what I can say is it's a quite nimble and, for the size of the engines, quite powerful aircraft in terms of its performance abilities. Not typically the type of flying that I like to do. I normally like to practice real-world visual flight techniques. But it is quite an entertaining departure from everyday flying. One thing I have discovered when landing with this plane is it's a very short distance from approach to stall. So I've learned to use just one notch of flap to help prevent an early stall. As you may have noticed, I am using Track IR, which helps with maintaining situational awareness, especially when doing acrobatic moves. And our runway is coming up. Power is coming back. Starting to flare. And touchdown. So again, a relatively simple aircraft, easy to learn to fly, easy to take off, easy to land, and easy to recover from, let's call it, pilot error. Again, the group putting out this aircraft is ATSimulations. I'm a member of the Visual Flight Hub, VFHB. We are on Dischord. It's a very friendly group, sort of family-oriented, and mostly focusing on visual flight, as in our name. Come check us out. Take care, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review of the Cri Cri.